What up, guys? Today we're looking at Nebula, but let's get into it. So for the top of the box, you get the Guardians logo. For the left corner, you get Marvel Legends series. For the right corner, you get Build a Figure Marvel's Cosmo. Then for the front of the box, you get Marvel's Nebula. Then you get the figure Nebula right there. It looks sick. I just don't know how I feel about that arm or that hand sword thing. I just don't know how I feel about it. But then you get Nebula in the background. Looks sick. Then you get like the galaxy in the background behind Nebula. Looks sick with that. It's like this color on this. I don't know. I don't remember if the other boxes are like this, but the color on it's sick. I like the color of it. It's like a purplish, pinkish. I don't know. But going down to the box, you get Marvel Studios, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. Then for the side of the box, you get Nebula again. And then you get the Guardian ship right there. Then you get the galaxy behind Nebula and the ship. And then for the bottom of the box, you get Marvel Legends series. Then for the other side of the box, you get Build a Figure Marvel's Cosmo. Then you get the Build a Figure right there that looks sick. Can't wait to finish this figure. We only got 2 more figures to review. Then we build Cosmo. Can't wait. But for number 1, you get Drax. For number 2, you get Marvel's Mantis. For number 3, you get Marvel's Nebula. For number 4, you get Marvel's Rocket. For number 5, you get Adam Warlock. For number 6, I still don't know how to pronounce that name, so I'm sorry. For the back of the box, you get the Build-A-Figure piece, which is Cosmo's leg. But right here, you get Build-A-Figure Marvel's Cosmo. For the left side of the box, you get Marvel's Legends series. For the right side of the box, the right side of the corner of the box, you get Marvel's Nebula. Then for her accessories, you get the gun and a hand that turns into a sword. I don't know. But then you get Nebula herself right there. Then behind Nebula, you get the Guardians logo. Then behind the Guardians logo, you get a galaxy. But now let's get into it and crack this thing open. And here's Nebula's accessories, but now let's look at them. Plus Cosmo's Build-A-Figure piece. First off, with the first gun, you get some nice sculpted detail throughout the gun. Looks nice. And come on, Hasbro, I get orange splat of paint on my gun. Like, come on. And also on mine, I just noticed I got some marbling on the back of the gun. It doesn't really bother me. But now let's look at the second gun. And this looks like a pistol, it looks like. But you get some nice sculpted detail throughout the gun. Looks nice. No marbling on this one, which is also good. But marbling doesn't bother me anyways, so it doesn't matter to me. Then for her sword hand thing, you get some nice sculpted detail on the side. Looks nice. Then you get some nice orange paint on the top and bottom. And you get some nice sculpted detail throughout the orange part. Looks nice. But now let's look at the Cosmo Build-A-Figure leg piece. Or Cosmo's buff leg piece. You get a nice orange square piece right there that looks nice. But mine has some paint on the white part of the leg. Oh well. Then you get some nice sculpted lines. Some nice sculpted lines right there that look nice. Then you get some nice sculpted wrinkles throughout the leg. Then going down, you get some nice stitching work that looks nice, or sculpted lines. And it goes all the way around. Then going down to the, I would say like the knee area for a dog, you get some more sculpted lines that look great. Then going down to like the paw area, you get this nice red stripe that looks nice. Then going down to the paw, you get some nice sculpted fur with some nice sculpted nails. But now let's look at Nebula. And here's Nebula outside the box, but now let's look at her. So the eyes on mine are nicely painted. Looks good. Then you get some nice sculpted lines throughout her face. They're nicely sculpted. Looks good. Then the eyebrows are nicely painted as well. Then the purple is nicely done on her face. Looks good. So is the blue parts of her face. It's nicely painted. Then the top of her head, you get some nice sculpted detail. And it's done in a nice silver color. Looks good. Then the sculpted lines on the back or topish going to the back of her head, it's nicely painted, other than this middle one. Wish they would have added a little bit more silver paint to it, but oh well. Then for the side of her face, you get this nice robot piece that's sculpted in with some nice sculpted details throughout it. Looks good. Then going down to her shoulder area, you get some nice sculpted detail. Looks good for this side. Then for the collar piece, you get some nice painted red line throughout the collar piece. Looks good. Then going down to her stomach area slash chest area, the red lines are nicely painted. Looks good. Other than this red line right here on the top, it's kind of painted badly right here, but oh well. Then the Guardians logo, it is nicely painted and sculpted. Looks good. Then you get some buttons right here that's nicely painted. Looks good. Then you get some more sculpted detail on the throughout the blue area. Looks good. Then you get some wrinkles down here that look good as well. Then for the side up nebula, you get some nice sculpted straps that look great. Same thing for this side. Looks great. Then going to the back of nebula, you get some nice sculpted lines throughout her back with some nice sculpted wrinkles on the butt of nebula. Then going to the bottom of her legs, you get some wrinkles, or going to the bottom of nebula, or going down to nebula's legs, you get some wrinkles that look good. Then going to the side of nebula, you get some nice sculpted detail on the side of her legs that look great. Looks nice, and the red on like the leg area is nicely painted. Then her boots, her boots have some nice sculpted lines on them that look great. Then for the side of her boots, you get some wrinkles that look nice. Then her shoes, or like the shoe part of her boots, look nice. You get some nice sculpted detail on the side right there. Then on the feet part of her boots, you get some I would say you get one sculpted line on them. Looks good. Then for the bottom of her boots, you get some peg holes. Then the back of her boots, I think I already said this, but you get some wrinkles sculpted in that look nice. Then going up to her arms, you get some nice sculpted detail throughout the arms with some nice sculpted material lines on her, or by her elbow area, I should say. Then the red on the shoulder area is nicely painted. Then the red on the arm area is nicely painted as well. Other on mine, in person, you get this little, or on mine anyways, I got this little black spot of paint on it, but little red paint, and I can touch it up. Then for the back of her arm, you get another red little square piece, I think, that's nicely painted. I forget what the shape is called. I always forget what this shape is called, no matter what. But then you get a nice black strap sculpted in the inside of her arm. Looks nice. Then going down her arm to her hand, you get some nice sculpted detail on the glove of her hand. Looks nice. Then her fingers are nicely painted as well. Looks good. Then going to her other arm, you get some nice sculpted detail throughout the arm to her hand. Looks good. And for some reason, I do not like this arm. Some reason, I just don't like it. I like the older Nebula figure way more than... I should be more specific. I like the other Nebula's figure's arm better than this Nebula's figure, or this Nebula's arm, for some reason. I just don't like how it looks. But then going to her belt, you get some nice sculpted detail on the front of the belt piece. Looks nice. Then for the side of Nebula's belt, you get some more silver piece nicely painted. Then for the other side as well, it's nicely painted. Then going to the back of Nebula's belt, you get some nice sculpted detail. Looks good. And that is it for looking at Nebula, but now let's get into her articulation. And for Nebula's articulation, she can look that far down, look that far up. You barely get any head tilt. Her head can do a 360. Her arms go that far out. She has arm swivel. Her arms do a 360. You get double jointed elbows. You get hand swivel. Hands go that far in. Or actually, they go that far in. Then they go that far out. Then you get diaphragm swivel. Her diaphragm does a 360. She gets diaphragm tilt. It goes that far to the right. And then it goes that far to the left. Then for the ab crunch for the diaphragm, it goes that far forward, which is barely any. Then it goes that far back. Then going down to the legs, she can do the splits. She kicks that far forward, kicks that far back, which is barely any. And then you get thigh swivel. Then you get double jointed knees. Then you get boot swivel. Then you get foot swivel. Then her feet can go that far down. Then they can go that far up. And that is it for Nebula's articulation. And here is Nebula with her sword hand thing, and I just don't like it. I don't know why, I just don't like how it looks. This is what she looks like holding her pistol. And here's Nebula with her other gun. And here's Nebula next to the other figures I have reviewed in this wave so far, which is the Deluxe Groot, Adam Warlock, Rocket, and now Nebula, and Drax, and Star-Lord. And what happens if Adam Warlock kills Rocket and Drax? Because the director said Rocket is going to die and Drax, I think. And here is the Volume 3 Nebula next to the What If series Nebula. And I forgot I had this figure, to be honest. Is Nebula next to the Yondu and the Volume 1 Gamora, I think. Here's Nebula next to the Volume 1 Drax, I think, and the Volume 1 Rocket, I think. Here's Nebula next to the Volume 1 Star-Lord, I think, and the Build-A-Figure Groot. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this review today, guys. I'd appreciate if you guys hit the big red thumbs up button, comment down below what figures you guys would want me to review next, and also let me know down in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this Nebula figure? Do you think this Nebula figure is better than the last Nebula figure that we got? And I'll see you guys next time.